Hey guys, Damo here, founder of Mobilize Health and Fitness, and today I'm going to tell you how to avoid a common plateau when intermittent fasting for weight loss. Now I know you've heard it before, but I am going to alliterate on the fact that you can eat too much protein and it can stop results. So, if you eat too much protein, there's too much of it going into your body. What do you think your body is going to do with the excess? It's going to turn it to carbohydrates and it's going to store it most of the time, right? So this isn't a myth. But there is one way that you can make sure that you're not eating too much protein so it isn't going to turn to carbohydrates, and that you're not eating too little so that you're going to burn muscle mass while fasting as well, because nobody wants that. All you have to do is a simple equation and that'll tell you around how much protein you should be eating. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your target weight, so whatever your goal weight is, not your current weight, your goal weight in pounds, and you're going to times that by 0.7. And then you're going to take it again and you're going to times it by 0.37. Probably the other way around, because 0.37 is less than 0.7, right? This is going to give you a range. So for example, I want to be 180 pounds. I times that by 0.37 and I'm going to get 65-ish. And then I times that same number by 0.7 and I'm going to get 120-ish, I think. I'm not a mathematician, so perhaps those numbers are off, but you get the idea. So now I have a range, 60 grams to 120 grams. Now obviously that's like a 60 gram difference, so you're probably wondering now, like, what the hell, like what do I eat? What you do is you eat 120 grams of protein, and if you can't burn fat, you drop it. But you just don't go below 60 grams, because then you might be in danger of eating muscle that you already have. Nobody wants that. The other way you can make sure that excess protein isn't in the system and being turned to fat, my personal favorite, is to start resistance training. So predominantly amongst women, I find my women clients, when they first come to me, are cardio queens. They do cardio every day and then they're walking up hills and shit on the weekends anyway, but they're not doing much resistance training because they don't want to get bulky, right? They don't want to look like Arnold Schwarzenegger. They don't want to look like a man. I understand, you know, if I was a female, maybe I don't want to look like a man either, or at least be ripped as shit and bigger than my boyfriend, unless you're into that kind of thing, of course. But here's the thing, guys. You guys are not eating anywhere near enough to look like Arnold Schwarzenegger. You see, to build muscle like that, it takes a massive amount of protein and carbohydrates and a lot of eating. You know, bodybuilders are eating like every 2 hours and they're on supplements. There's just no way that you guys are gonna get that big by doing a little bit of resistance training. But here's why you should be resistance training. Because obviously eating high protein and low carb, it does help with weight loss, right? But if you're eating excess protein, well, not so good, and it's going to make you feel gluggy anyway. But if you start doing resistance training, well, all that training into the muscle and the breaking down of those muscle cells is going to require protein to fix. It's also going to burn a lot more calories, and when you do reach your goal weight and you've lost all that body fat, you're going to look mean. You're going to have nice lean muscle. You're going to look toned, rather than like people who do juice diets and you just look skinny and sickly. Yeah, you lost the weight, but who really cares, man? No one's proud of looking like that. So there you have it. Use the equation I gave you earlier. You'll be able to work out how much protein you should be eating, or at least, you know, a window there. And you'll be able to make sure you don't eat too little and you don't eat too much. Plus, start resistance training if you haven't already, because it does help spike hormones such as human growth hormone, which does help burn fat, among a lot of other things. So that resistance training, it also means you're not really going to have excess protein, right? Because that protein is going to be used by the muscle to get lean. So I hope that helps if you're currently in a plateau with fasting. Or I hope it gives those who aren't in a plateau something to think about so you can avoid being in said plateau. Let me know in the comments how you guys are doing. I would love to hear your success stories. How much weight have you lost using 16-8 or perhaps another fasting method? Until next time, may the force be with you, my child, my fasting Padawan.